friends, it's JG here with Earth-5D Ascension School, back for another teaching where you are the light, the path, and the way. So happy you're here today, guys. I'm JG, and you can think of me as a spiritual coach. And maybe back in the day, they would have thought of me as a high priestess or a goddess who's teaching how to expand consciousness and learn the way of the light, to learn the way of the truth and the freedom that we are very, very powerful beings, and we're here to create our own realities in a way that is very beautiful and expansive, not only for us, but for the planet. So I wanted to talk today about fear. And fear is so tricky. And I feel like it's one of the things that holds us back the most in this third dimension is fear. So all we have to do is turn on the TV, turn on the news, talk to anyone and just listen to the general public and what they're speaking about. And it's so obvious, right? That people are fear-ridden. And it's never been more prominent, right? With all this fear of disease, right? And the spread of disease and the fear of what would it be like to prevent this disease, and what would it feel like if I got it? And so there's a double-edged sword. People are stuck in a big paradox. They're afraid of preventing the disease with vaccination, and they're afraid of getting the disease themselves. Or even if they're not afraid of getting the disease, a lot of people are. So it's like the dark energy is getting us both ways, getting us with the fear of being sick, and then getting us with the fear of preventing sickness. And both seem like really tragic, okay? And so what we have to do is remember that we can't be afraid of ourselves. We can't be afraid of this planet. And we can't force ourselves to become spiritual. We can't force ourselves to ascend. So if we're afraid of our environment, right, how can we ascend within it? So this is about learning to trust yourself and discern where the power lies, okay? So the power lies within you. And so, I always joke around because I was born in the 70s, right? And so, people were so like my family at least. I grew up in the Midwest. And, I don't think my mom ever asked me to drink water, right? I just drank Tang. I drank High C. I drank Kool-Aid. I had all that red chemical, like that's now completely banned. Like, I joke around that, like, I made it through all of that, right? And I'm perfectly healthy, thank you, God. And so we're stronger than we think. Our human bodies, we can literally tell the cells in our body what to do, and it will do it. So there is no substance, there is no force outside of you that can really do anything to you. All it does is scare you. It scares you, right? And so remember, you have the power to create reality. You can you don't have to force yourself into spiritualism. And my good friends and my student, Holly, she asked me to talk about, you can't vegan yourself into spirituality. You can't force yourself out of fear into a lifestyle. It has to happen naturally based on your own desire for consciousness. So you can't just say, oh, I'm going to be a vegan, drink kombucha, and go to yoga, and I'm going to be spiritual. I'm going to force that. That has to happen within you. You have to truly want to and feel and experience what brings you more light, and then choose it. You can't just like programmatically force yourself into it, because then you're missing it. You're just doing it out of fear. So the light here and the consciousness lies within you, in your literal heart, within your DNA. So I can tell you that I've been so challenged to get out of fears in my life that were hidden, and I'm sure you're being challenged too. So wherever you feel like you're forced because you're afraid of what's going to happen, that's where you want to shed your light and ask why. Why am I afraid of this? What is there to hurt me in this situation? And then the other part of this is not only the discernment and paying attention to fear and understanding where your power is, but it's also asking for help. We have We have a vast universe of light beings that want to help you, that want to help us. And you often hear me talk like about Jesus and the Christ consciousness, because that's an energy that I'm very close to. There's so many other beings out there that are wanting to help you, okay? So you can use discernment there. Like if you're listening and something's telling you to restrain yourself or to keep yourself from doing something, you better, damn well ask that being why, right? Because you hold the truth within yourself, and there are no mistakes. There's only seeming mistakes. So I'm a big proponent of integration, right? And integrating different truths, we can't just be afraid of something and stick it over there in the corner and be like, I'm polarized, I'm afraid, because it'll always haunt you. It'll haunt you. So you want to be able to bring the things that scare you into your reality and integrate them and figure out, is this really going to hurt me? Or am I going to hurt myself by limiting something, some experience that I'm meant to have? So this is what discernment's all about. And it's literally on a case-by-case basis. Like sometimes you might feel like being vegan because you're just not in the mood to consume meat, because you're going to be doing something that requires you to not have that energy in your body of consuming chicken or beef or pork, right? And so this isn't as much about diet and forcing yourself into things as it is about learning who you are and where your power lies, right? So this is your world, right? And we are here as creator beings to maneuver within it, to create the most light. Jedis do this in Star Wars. It's depicted so beautifully how in Star Wars, right, the Jedi they're not afraid of their enemies. They face their enemies. They don't hide from them, right? They don't hide from their fear. They go straight into their fear. So this is what the call is to not avoid your fears, look at them, because the minute you shine light on them, you will surpass them, because you are that strong, you're that powerful. So remember, guys, that there's a whole universe of help and support out there in terms of light beings, your higher self, and frequencies that want to help you. These frequencies are very expansive and bring freedom. Anything that's making you feel constricted or restricted, make sure that you figure out where that energy is coming from, because fear isn't the light, right? Fear is about suppression of light, and light is information. So you want the information, you want the consciousness, and then you won't be afraid, because you'll see how powerful you are to be afraid of in this universe. All right. So I love you guys. I hope this has assisted you. Thank you so much for being here today. I think next week I am going to talk about, do people have more than one twin flame? So that's an exciting topic for later. Love you guys. Have a beautiful day.